Hi, I'm Naomi with Sword and Steel, and I have the Adepta Sororitas Codex early from Games Workshop, and I want to tell you what I like about it. So, first off, there are a bunch of different changes. You'll want to check that out. The orders have changed a little bit. The hymns have changed a little bit. There's now a specialty for your canonists or your palatines, and you want to check that out. Each of the different models have changed a bit. There are new models. We've got the Castigator. We've got some new character models. We've got my favorite, the CELESTIAN SACRESANTS. They're a CELESTIAN squad that go into melee, and melee seems to be more focused than it once was for Adepta Sororitas. I mean, it's stronger than it once was, from what I can tell. And that is actually what's leading me towards wanting to go a melee base. That's where I'm going to try it out. Of course, these are still my first impressions. I have gone through this back to back, but I am still figuring out what I want to do. I do like the new Castigator tank. It's got a fantastic big gun on it, and there's a couple different options that you can use. I like the new, so at first I was a bit uncertain about these new PARAGON WARSUITS because they are 240 points each and you have to take 3 of them, right? 240 points each, you have to take 3 of them. And I was like, what in the world? What could they possibly do to be like 720 points just for these 3 warsuits? Well, they've got a nice amount of guns on them, and they've got a nice amount of melee on them. And the really cool thing, which I really hope is not a typo, Paragon Warsuit. Each time an attack is allocated to a model in this unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. Now, normally you hear at the end of that sentence, to a minimum of 1. Not here. So if attacks that have only damage characteristics of 1 are just completely ignored by this, that would make some sense as to why these Paragon Warsuits are 240 points each. And there's someone who can pour into, can give them objectives secured, whether they're infantry or not. So that could be a way to go about it. But the Celestian Sacresants are just like, they're 14 points per model, and they are, again, Celestians that are just fantastic in melee. Am I going to use halberds or am I going to use maces? I'm going to kind of have to figure that one out. But that is absolutely my favorite. The new models, the new characters. I like this little 2-person combination of characters. I guess one thing I don't necessarily like about it is just how much you have to remember. You have to remember the miracle dice. You have to remember the hymns that you can choose. You have to remember all of these auras, and you have to remember now. You have to remember the sacred rites. You have to remember the special abilities that some of your canonists might have. There's a lot to remember, and that means I'm going to be skipping. I'm going to be missing some rules. You know I'm going to be missing some rules. But I am still excited. I'm excited. Do let me know as you learn about it, what you like about it. Unfortunately, excesses have gone down. They used to be strength 7 and toughness 8 and wounds 12. They are now 1 lower, and also their AP on their big guns is 1 lower. So keep that in mind. They're 15 points less. So there's so many things to choose from. A lot of things haven't really changed except for the points, so check out the points. Like Sisters Repentia. Sisters Repentia are 2 points per model less, and this Repentia Superior, just there's no reason not to have a bunch of units of 4 Sister Repentia with a Repentia Superior for like various units of the Sister Repentia. For the orders, there's very small changes. I think the Order of the Martyred Lady, for those who would be interested, has basically not changed. They reworded it, but they haven't really changed it. But the other ones have slight changes or slightly larger changes that you want to check out. I think I might be going with the Order of the Bloody Rose. If I was going to go melee based, I'd go with the Order of the Bloody Rose. They're just savage. If I was going to go really heavy melee. Or I'd go with the Order of the Sacred Rose, if I was going to go more ranged. But, you know, the other ones aren't bad at all. Those are just the ones that I'm leaning towards. Once you go ahead and read through, do let me know what you think. I'm going to have attached in the description below the larger videos that go over the various rules. Combat Patrol has now been revealed. So the Combat Patrol, if you're interested, is going to have a 5-man group of Battle Sister squads, and again that could be switched up to the other variants of the Battle Sisters. A Canoness, 3 Arco-Flagellants, there's 1 Penitent Engine. There are a 4-man group of Sisters Repentia with a Sister Repentia Superior. We've got a 5-man group of either Seraphim or Seraphim, and we've got a Rhino, a Sister's Rhino. So I think that's really nice for Combat Patrol. So that is pretty cool. I hope that was useful to you. As a little sneak peek at the Adepta Sororitas book, which is coming out soon. So I hope you can get your copy and enjoy reading through it just as I did. I will catch you in the next video. Bye! Acts of Faith. Once per phase, 1 unit from your army with this ability can perform 1 act of faith. Basically, everyone has acts of faith, other than some zealots. To do so, you will use miracle dice. Gaining miracle dice. If every unit from your army has the Adepta Sororitas keyword, excluding models from the Cult Imperialis, Agents of the Imperium, or unaligned keywords, then at the start of each battle round, you gain 1 miracle dice. At the end of a phase in which any of the following conditions were met, you gain 1 miracle dice. So Vengeance, any Adepta Sororitas units from your army destroy 1 or more enemy units. That's the Vengeance that they were referring to earlier. Or Sacrifice, any Adepta Sororitas character units from your army are destroyed. So each battle round, you gain a miracle dice. Each time your unit is destroyed, if it's a character, you gain a miracle dice. Each time you destroy a unit of an enemy by Adepta Sororitas, you gain a miracle dice. Okay? So you're going to have minimum 1. And there are other ways to gain miracle dice. Miracle dice are important, particularly if they're 6.